Hello everyone, welcome to Proud Animator. In this video, we are going to learn how to animate a call UI animation like this in After Effects. So, in this lesson, we are going to work with these three UI pages. Okay, so let's jump on to After Effects. So now, let's create a new composition window. I'm going to name it Call UI. I'm going to keep the resolution 1920:1080 and keeping the frame rate 30, and I'm going to give the duration of 1 minute and give the background color white and press OK. So right now let's import the Illustrator files. Now I'm going to select these two Illustrator files and select this composition to retain layer size and import. Okay, so now I'm going to select the UI1, click and drag on the timeline to import it. Double click on the composition to open the composition. Now I'm going to select this two and pre-comp it. So I'm going to copy this layer and put it above and use this layer as an alpha track matte. So right now we are going to start our animation from the home screen, and let's open the screen elements composition, and I'm going to drag in the UI2, which is the call UI, and I'm going to leave 2 seconds at the start, and then we are going to start animating the call UI. So I'm going to bring the layer head over here and open the opacity, put a keyframe, jump on to next 10 frames and then again put a keyframe, and at this point I'm going to give the opacity of 0%, and let's select the keyframes and ease it. Now let's open up the UI2 composition. Okay, now we are going to start with this spread out animation. Now for that I'm going to select this layer and convert it into a shape layer. Let's delete this Illustrator layer and let's remove outline from the name. Okay, so we are going to start our animation from the start of this composition. So I'm going to open the scale property. Okay, so we are going to copy this layer once again and put it below, and we are going to animate this layer. Now open the scale property, put a keyframe, open the opacity, put a keyframe and press U to open the keyframes with open the properties with keyframes, and then I'm going to jump on to next 15 frames and I'm going to spread out this circle, and let's give the opacity of 0%, and at this point I'm going to give the opacity of 40%, and let's ease the keyframes. Let's check out. I'm going to bring the work area end over here so that we can play it on loop. Okay, so this is what we were looking for. Yeah, this one is looking pretty nice. So we're going to go with this one. So I'm going to put a loop expression in both of these properties. So press Alt and click on this stopwatch and type in the expression loop in plus loop out minus the value. I'm going to copy this expression and paste it over here as well. Now I'm going to copy this layer once again and I'm going to offset it by few frames and put it exactly at the middle of this layer. Okay, now let's check out this animation. So we can slow down the animation a bit. So let's slow it down. So now I'm going to apply the same effect under this profile picture. So I'm going to copy this background circle layer and put it below, and let's convert this layer into a shape layer, and let's delete the Illustrator file. Okay, now let's remove outline from the name, and I'm going to open contents, and let's delete this group too. Okay, so I'm going to follow the same procedure for this layer as well. Alright, so this effect is applied also under this profile picture as well. So right now we are going to animate the call receive animation. Now I'm going to leave around 2 seconds, and I'm going to select this layers and select this spread out animation layers and just trim it till this point. And after that we are going to tap on this blue layer, and let's parent this blue receiver layer, this one, with the blue layer, this one. Okay, now I'm going to put a keyframe on the scale property, then jump on to next 6 frame, and then scale it down a bit to about 60. Then I'm going to open the position property, put a keyframe, and press U to open the properties with keyframes, and then I'm going to jump on to next 20 frames and then move it and put it below this layer. Let's ease it and let's check out the animation. Well, it's too slow, so we can speed it up a bit. Let's jump on to next 15 frames and put the keyframe. Okay, now here I'm going to change the color of this button. So open the contents, group, fill, put a color on the put a keyframe on the color. Now after that, at this point we are going to turn this button into green color. So I'm going to select this green color and I'm going to convert this layer into a shape layer, and let's delete this Illustrator file. And now we can copy the color code directly from this layer, and after that I'm going to click on this layer and paste the color code, and let's select the layer and ease it, and let's check our animation now. Okay, now we have these two layers over here. So after tapping, these two rectangles will be visible. First of all, I'm going to convert these layers into shape layers. Let's delete the Illustrator files. Now I'm going to open the transparency and give a transparency of 50%. At this point, I'm going to put a keyframe on transparency, and then again at this point let's put another keyframe, and let's give 0% of opacity at this point. Let's check our animation. So after tapping, this whole effect will be visible, and after that when it is moving above, this green layer will be just moving above, and this red effect will be following along. So for that we are using the path animation. So open the contents and put a keyframe on path at this point, and then after it moves up, then at this point we are going to again select this corner and pull it above like this. All right, same with the red one as well. I'm going to open the path property, put a keyframe on path and over here as well, and then I'm going to select this corner and put it at this point. But till this point, the opacity of this red effect will be 0 and the green effect will be 100%. So right now let's check our animation. Now after this animation happens, I'm going to trim all these layers till this point and this ones as well, and I'm going to scale this green layer down. But before that, I'm going to parent the receiver icon with the green layer, and let's open the scale, put a keyframe, and I'm going to jump onto 8 frames and then give the scale of 0. Okay, so let's trim this one as well. Alright, so let's use the keyframe and let's check our animation. Alright, so after that, at this point, this icons layer will be visible. So I'm going to open the opacity, put a keyframe, and then jump on to next 8 frames and put a keyframe and give it 0% of opacity and select the keyframes and reverse the orders. And easy is the keyframes. Okay, so now let's check the whole animation from this window. Alright, so right now after this screen comes, there would be some time animation. So for that I'm going to add a text layer over here. Now I'm going to apply slider control on this layer. So type in slider control in the effects and presets panel and apply the slider control. And then I'm going to open the text and open the source text, pick whip it with slider. And then I'm going to copy this expression over here. Now you can get this expression from the description, you can copy it from there. So this expression is for time animation in text layer like this. After 60 seconds you can see that if I move the slider after 60, it changes to 1 minute. So like this you can animate time with the help of this expression. Now let's move the head of the layer over here, and I'm going to open the opacity, put a keyframe, and then again put a keyframe over here. Let's give it 0 and let's reverse the keyframe order, and easy is the keyframe. Let's reposition it and scale it down a bit. Okay, now after that we are going to put a keyframe on the slider, and then we are going to move the slider. Let's give it 12 seconds or 11 seconds, and let's check out. Okay, now the time is animating as well. So like this you can animate a call UI in After Effects. So do try it on your own and let me know if you have any doubt regarding the lesson. So that is it for this lesson. If you liked it, then make sure to hit the like button. If you have any doubt regarding the lesson, make sure to comment down below. I will be happy to help you out. And if you are here for the first time, make sure to subscribe the channel and hit the bell notification button to stay notified for all the future updates. Until then, goodbye.